Welcome back to the Black Mother Wound podcast. I'm your host, Jennifer Arnice. What's happening, y'all? Um, I usually say happy Tuesday, but I don't think y'all are getting this on Tuesday because I'm just recording Tuesday evening. So it's probably Wednesday when you all will get this. Listen, I almost didn't record an episode this week because I have been busy. I am going through this nesting phase. Um, I don't know if it's nesting. Okay, that would be right. I feel like I'm nesting and I'm a doula. Something's being born in me, and everything in my house needs to change to reflect the internal change I'm going through. I don't know where my DIYers, my decorators, my interior designers are, that your house needs to feel like you so you can then feel more like yourself. That's where I am, and it is drastic. Okay. I've got so many things for sale on Facebook Marketplace, and I'm buying shit off of Facebook Marketplace. Okay. I sold a sofa yesterday, a huge sectional, and I am obsessed with this phase because I love decorating and interior design and home renovations more than anything. So, y'all almost didn't get this episode, but I thought about last week's episode about priorities. Everything can't be a priority. And at this season, the podcast is a top priority. So, I had to peel myself away and prioritize this. Um, Thus, I am here. It's not gonna have all the bells and whistles. I don't even think I had intro. I don't think there's even intro and outro music on this. That is not a priority. The priority is getting y'all this word this week. So here I am. Um, I had a epiphany the other night when I was sitting outside in my backyard after dark, which is my favorite thing to do. Too. Um, my favorite things are either to be doing a whole lot of shit or nothing. There's really not an in between. But I was having this conversation because having a conversation with myself. All of this is me having a conversation with myself, y'all. Excuse me. Because I have switched into this productivity mode. I've been on vacation mode all summer. A lot of things didn't get done, but it's okay. And now I'm back on this, something's being born in me. And so all these things need to happen. And so I'm just in a different space. I'm either executing or processing. And so I'm in the executing phase right now. And I have long lists of things. I was looking down because I have a paper, I have this big old to do list. It's like a 24-inch sheet of paper. Okay, it's like a piece of poster board that I have categorized all of these to dos. That's neither here nor there. And I was sitting in my backyard, kind of going through, oh, and that happened. I got that done. I got that done. But the whole week, there was this observance. I was observing this resistance I had to completing tasks, to starting tasks, to doing the things. And I knew once I had a moment to rest, I needed to investigate. I needed to get curious about that resistance because it was making everything harder than it had to be. And I knew there was no reason for it because these are not new things. These are not hard things. These are not things where I need really somebody else's help. And so I'm like, what's so hard? Like, why are you pushing against what you say you want? And when I go through this, and I'm giving you all my process, because if I'm going through it, somebody else is going through it. And so I ask myself the question because I know the answer. So when y'all be talking about, I don't know what to do. Yes, you do. Say, if I knew the answer, what would it be? And let the answer come forward. So I asked myself, what was the resistance about? What is the resistance about? Because I have lots of more things to do in this nesting phase and just in general in life. I am a very ambitious woman. And I realized there's always this resistance that I'm blaming on something else. I blame it on time. I blame it on money. I blame it on people. I blame it on not having the right ink pen, not having the right app, all this other shit. And then I get all those things under control and the resistance is still there. And it's like, well, now why is there this resistance to completing the task, to doing the things that you need to do, that you want to do, that you're able to do, that you have the resources to do, you have the time. So what's the fucking problem, Jennifer? You know? So I asked myself, what is the resistance about? And self replied with the whole truth and snatched all my edges. And I posted this in my stories the other night. So some of y'all may have seen it there. What I learned was I have decided, I've learned, I've been programmed to believe that nothing I do is going to be good enough, right enough. So there's no point in trying at all. There's no point in doing it because it's not going to work. It's not going to be good enough. It's just not. So if you take a belief that something's not going to work, not going to be good enough, you can't do it, and you put it in the boxing ring with with what you want to do, you're going to have, if you're listening, you can't see my fist. If you're on YouTube, you can see it's like I'm pressing my two fists against each other. Those two contrasting thoughts are going to be at war with each other. So what I have learned to do is push through the limiting thought and the limiting belief, right? But it still exists. So it makes the process still painful. Okay, are y'all with me? Okay. And I don't want to feel the resistance. I don't want to feel an unnecessary conflict when I'm moving forward with my life. And when I came to that realization that it's my limited belief, it's like, oh, what I said in my stories on Instagram was like, I'm the villain in this story. Like, no one is telling me you can't do it. I'm telling me I can't do it. So what I want to talk about today is how not to be the villain in your own fucking story. We've had a real villain in our story before. She who shall not be named, but we all know who she is. And now we have taken on her role. I talked about this before. We have picked up the crown and put it on our heads, and we have become the villain in our story. And so what I want to talk about is I want to talk a little bit about resistance, because if you're on this healing journey, you are up against a belief system and a programming that you've had for 20, 30, 40, maybe even 50 years. And it can make you feel like healing is impossible. Healing is too much work. It's so hard. It make you feel so lonely. Da, 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 da. All of that is internal resistance, sis. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. And not only in your healing journey, but just even in your progress and anything you want to do in life, any of your goals, any of your ambitions. If you've been programmed to believe, I should say, that you're not smart, you don't have enough money, you too black, you a girl, you got bad credit, like all of the reasons why it can't happen, why it's too late for you, it's inflation, the market's saturated, whatever the fuck it is, they're all lies, right? All of that is programming. And I don't care what anybody else says. I don't care what you see on the internet, because you have the limited programming, so you are going to gravitate toward other information that is in alignment with that. Okay, so if you're seeing it everywhere and other people are experiencing it, that is just a psychological ploy for your ego. It's not a fact. Okay, it's one reality, but it's not the only reality, right? And where I am right now, which is where I want you to be, because when we talked about curiosity, but first, where I need you to get to before we can move forward in the conversation is, remember when I said there was awareness of this resistance, right? It's happening, but there's an awareness that something's out of place. I need you to start paying attention and tapping in to that other awareness. If you're listening, I've got my left hand up and it's like over off to the side of my face. It's other than you, right? So there's you who's doing everything, who's in the midst. And then there is an observer. It's a part of you who is not affected by everything that's going on. It's the part of you that knows the answer. It's the part of you that understands what should come next, what answer, what question, what task. It knows all. It knows everything, right? It's your higher self. You can name it whatever you want. Um, you've got to tap back into that. And this observer you've had since you were a child, since you was a baby. You had to ignore the observer because you didn't have any authority or power to affect change in your childhood with your mother. So you stopped listening to the observer because the observer got you in trouble. Your observer speaking up had people saying you was fast. You think you know everything. You trying to be in grown folks' business. You need to go sit down somewhere. All of that kind of stuff. But now as an adult, you have to tap back into that observer because it is your lantern in the dark and it has the answers, right? So we're not talking about changing the behavior. We're talking about an awareness of the behavior. And this counts for all behavior that is counterproductive to who you want to become in the world. But today we're talking specifically about resistance, inner resistance. It's like a rubber band trying to pull you the fuck back out of where you came from. You know what I'm saying? And the awareness is what I want you to kind of think about right now. Like the things that you know how to do, that you can do, that you don't do, there's a resistance there. And I want you to be honest in the moment, take a deep breath, remove all the external barriers that you claim it is. Some of y'all are gonna be like, well, maybe it is this. Oh, I live home with my mother. I do this. I don't have money to do this. There are certain things you can't do, but there are certain things you can do. And you're not doing those things. So I want you to think about what are the things I can be doing in whatever area, whatever it is, but you're not doing it. And we're not going to call it procrastination. We're not going to call it self-doubt. We're not going to call it sabotage. We're not going to call it any of those things. We're just going to label it as a resistance. Okay? And that resistance is there because it thinks it's keeping you safe. Because in the past, it has. And your awareness is over here saying, we grown as hell right now. We are safe because can't nobody fuck with us. Listen, we need to go this way. We've been going the wrong way. We need to go the right way. I know the way. Okay? And so you have to be able to be honest enough to know that, oh, I have not been a good steward of my purpose, passion, and dreams. I've even had to come to terms with that. Like, wow, I have not been a good steward of my talents, gifts, dreams, passions, desires. I told y'all I'm waking back up. Like I'm on the cusp of some new shit. But for so long, I was such a poor steward. And I know why I was a poor steward, but it doesn't matter why. The point is, I'm responsible, right? Because only one person can do it, and that's me. So it's not a blame game, but it is a reality check for all of us, right? And then when you can sit and be like, oh, the resistance is basically saying we're not safe. That's what it's telling us. You're not safe. If you do that thing, you will be punished. All of this healing, so much of what I talk about, we're still at the entry level of healing because we're still talking about safety. We're still talking about um, how you build an environment with yourself so you can move forward confidently in every direction, no matter what it is: career, money, body, romance, parenting. It doesn't matter what the fuck it is. Doesn't matter. Um, but being able to move forward confidently. And if you don't get rid of the resistance, it will eventually wear you out because you're going to get so tired of fighting it. Okay? So I want you to ask yourself, what is resistance telling you? I think a lot of our stories are going to be the same. I think we get a lot of the same messaging. But I still want you to ask yourself, and remember, self will answer. You know what I'm saying? Love you. Have a good day at work, boo. Okay. You can leave the door open because I don't know where he's going. Okay. All right. Vinny is on his way to work. Are you gonna bring me some wings back? Okay. All right. Bring me some wings. My baby work at Wingstop. I have never been to Wingstop. I'm so off right now, but anyway, I saw him leaving. I had to say something. I ain't never even been to Wingstop before Vincent started working there. And baby, nobody has ranch dressing like Wingstop. And I'm not even a ranch person. But that motherfucking ranch from Wingstop? Whoo-wee! And the corn, they turn the corn into little medallions. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And the wings good. So anyway, that's my Wingstop commercial. But like I was saying, y'all see how my mind goes, right? So being able to quell the resistance is crucial in your healing journey and in your life journey overall. So once I realized what my limited belief was, as a logical person, I then went to think about the evidence, right? Because resistance is telling me it's not going to work. It's not going to be good enough. You know, you have to have all these other things in order first before you can do that. Otherwise, you're going to waste your time and it's not going to look good and people are going to look at it and, oh, you hear that? What I said? People are going to look at it. Okay, I'm afraid of being judged. Okay, let's add that in there, right? So what I did was I looked at the things I had accomplished that week that I could have done 6 months ago and really took me very little time to do. And I said, everything you did this week worked out. I mean, just how you saw it in your mind. And even if it didn't work out like you thought in your mind, it worked out another way. Like it was still, all of it was a success. So what you have to do is counteract resistance with evidence. And I've talked about this before. How you look at your life. But you have to be able to accurately look at your life. Not look at it through the resistance lens, not through the judgment lens, but through, oh, I was looking for a job and I found a job. That's evidence. Oh, I paid my bills this month. That's evidence. I had an idea about something and moved on it. Even if it is selling something on Facebook Marketplace. Again, these do not have to be big things, right? It's like, oh, I put the section on Facebook Marketplace and they came and bought it in 2 days. Huh. Because I had fear that I'm going to put this stuff on here and nobody's going to buy it. I have been selling things online for 25 years. Before Facebook Marketplace, there was Craigslist. Okay? I'm a Craigslist OG. So why would I think somebody's not going to buy something? I think they're not going to buy it simply because I do want them to buy it. And my limited thinking tells me that I cannot have what I want. Even something like that. Oh, you can't have what you want. You mean even just something as simple as selling something on Facebook Marketplace? Yeah, because you want it really bad, so you're probably not going to get it. And you shouldn't try to get that. You should aim smaller. You should deal with what you have. When I tell you how my mind was fucking with me, okay? It always has, but it's like to really listen and see it and be able to observe it without being impacted by it is it's some mean work, okay? But like I was saying, when you're able to come back with evidence, and everybody has evidence, and it all you have so many success stories in your life. Oh my God. If please write them all down. All the things. Now, of course, I would leave the door open for this dog to come in here, and he want to come in here with this loud toy. But I don't know if y'all could hear it or not. But you have to counteract it with evidence, because healing, the way I'm teaching it, is all about action. So it's all about reprogramming. It's about taking out the old files and replacing them with new files. Oh, I do get what I want. Things do happen for me easily. Oh, I do know the answer. I know how to move forward. I know what the next step is. I don't have to know what the next 10 steps are, but I know what the next 2 steps are. And I have the time to move on those 2 steps, right? Oh, okay. So now, as you do that, you can move more seamlessly through life. There are a lot of things I thought I couldn't do that I realized really were never hard to do, right? But I believe because I'm birthing something new, that is part of that resistance too, because it's like, if you complete all of these tasks that are a part of a bigger vision and a bigger goal, you're going to be different, right? And it's like, do you have a right to be different? Do you have a right to change, to expand, right? That is where I think for me, and this is the aha moment, because I'm realizing this talking to y'all, that is, I think, the root of my resistance, based off of the big thing that I'm doing, this birthing that's happening through me right now. And it's trying to slow it down, like kind of you got your foot on the gas and the brake at the same time, so it can reestablish normalcy, because it feels safe, even though that normalcy and that safety is also stagnant, right? It still feels safe. And I'm not trying to tell y'all not to feel safe, because you have to. You must. For healing, the number one thing, the core of it is establishing safety with yourself, right? So this is an opportunity, as you give that evidence of success, to be like, we know what we're doing. Hand on chest, hand on belly, deep breath. I know you get scared sometimes, but you have been doing an amazing job from every turn. All your life, you've been doing so good. You have worked with what you've had this entire time, and you keep moving forward, and you're still here. It's okay to keep moving forward. It's okay to have what you want. It's okay to believe in yourself. I'm not going to let anything happen to you. You can relax. I've got it. That's the conversation, like in real time. And I think it challenges us to increase our vessel for love, self-love, because it's like, oh, even saying those things to myself, they make me feel kind of almost cringy a little bit. But it's like, it actually is true. I can really trust it because I've been putting in the work, right? So even the resistance there, where it used to be vast, is just a little inkling. But she knows that is true. It's like, can I really expand? Can I really bloom, right? Can I really come, from being a caterpillar to a butterfly? Absolutely. You've been cycling through this your entire life. You know what to do. It's not even hard. You've just been looking at it from a space of comparison, right? You've been looking at it from a space of it's not good enough. And that was defined by someone else, right? But as you establish the safety and you increase your vessel to applaud yourself, love yourself, affirm yourself, that resistance dies down because it starts to feel abusive to yourself. Like, damn, why would you think I can't do it? Like, that's kind of fucked up. It's kind of like, wow, I thought you loved me. Have you ever had somebody you thought loved you and they try to humble you? Or you thought they liked you and they try to humble you? You were like, oh, that's unexpected. Motherfucker, you got to go. Same thing with the resistance. You and I'm saying this, and I hope my analogy in my story about where I am is helping, because if you don't take the time to release the resistance of the limited programming, you're gonna go in circles. You know how you going in circles? Going in circles, going in circles, waiting on the right time. It's like you trying to double dutch and you trying to wait a minute. When there's no rope, actually. You can just walk on in. There's nothing for you to get tied up in. And it's so important that you are doing the things you need to do so you can slow down. So you can slow down and be aware of the observer and say, what is happening? Sometimes it's straight up fear, right? The resistance I'm talking about, it's not fear. You can deal with it the same way. You can take any emotion, limiting belief, and stick it in that space and use the same practice, okay? But we're talking about resistance. And resistance will keep you in the same spot, have you watching folks do shit poorly and make it, and you can do it better than them, and you still on the sidelines watching. That's what resistance will do. It will make you jealous. It will turn you green with envy because you are still thinking it's something going on outside of you. This is so much about this. This is, what am I trying to say? This is you learning to build a relationship with yourself in real time, because this is a relational. This is you, and one of you gots to go, right? Or one of you has to get in line. Somebody got to get behind the goddamn leader. Who will it be? Okay? Because you can't have two separate troops trying to make it through that one door. Everybody got to be in line. You can have it, right? You can have it, but you have to get in line. Okay? That's what I have for y'all today. I hope this was helpful. Sometimes when I start just doing an organic conversation like this with no notes, I feel like I could be off on the deep end somewhere. But anyway, here we are. I hope this helps somebody. I love you dearly. Let me go figure out what I'm going to talk about for the next few weeks so I can get these podcast episodes recorded and in the queue so we can stay on track, because I've been doing good. And now I'm slipping just a tad, but it's all good. It's good. It's great. So I will see y'all next Tuesday. You know what the saints say: if the creek don't rise, Lord willing. And Lord is always willing. That's another thing. People say, if the Lord is willing, Lord is always willing. Are we? But enjoy yourself. Take care of yourself. Don't let people play in your motherfucking face. And I'll see you later. Bye.